I'm Joe Horning.
And I'm Michael Friday. Here's what's coming up next on PantherVision.
Paranoid parents?
I think it's ridiculous.
What really has parents worried about their kids?
Don't want to open the door to lost time?
You can't study, you can't stay up late.
We'll tell you how one step can prevent this.
Military cadences in Klachi?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Find out how UWM is helping returning veterans.
UWM women's soccer is at it again.
All right.
We'll tell you if their season continues.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM PantherVision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. Some parents are telling us they're frustrated, not paranoid.
They're reacting to a PantherVision story about whether students know what to do in an active shooter situation.
Jenna McGlynn joins us now to tell us about it. Jenna?
Thanks, Michael. At issue is a video instructing students on what to do if there's ever an active shooter situation on campus. Last week, an Associate Vice Chancellor told us the video shouldn't be shown at freshman orientation because it may make parents paranoid. But the parents I spoke with disagree. A 1,000-acre farm in rural Ozaukee County might seem worlds away from UWM.
They'll be eating for a long time.
But the farm and UWM are next-door neighbors in Lee Schlenvold's mind.
Our daughter Meg is the captain of the volleyball club team for UWM.
And he wants her safe.
As a parent of a student down there, I'm quite concerned.
Are those gunshots?
Last week, we told you that UWM does not require students to view a training video about what to do in an active shooter situation. And when we asked an Associate Vice Chancellor whether the video should be shown at a freshman orientation, he told us this.
Because I think it would be the parents that would be more paranoid, that they're sending their kids to an unsafe campus. So we want to get the message across, but not create hysteria or paranoia.
Okay, that scares me.
Another parent of a UWM student, Wesley LeCount, says that bad things happen and UWM shouldn't pretend like they don't.
I didn't feel unsafe about my kid going to that college. Now I do.
Back on the farm, Schlenvold worries that his daughter and other UWM students are unprepared for an active shooter situation.
Well, if there's never been any formal training, I don't know how she could know if she's not aware of it.
He believes that the lack of training should be an easy fix.
This should be in the works already. It should be for your freshman orientation in the summer of 2014.
Next week, we'll look into whether some other Wisconsin colleges train their students for an active shooter situations. Back to you, Michael.
There's a new court ruling in the Virginia Tech mass shooting. The Virginia State Supreme Court has ruled the school is not liable for the deaths of 32 people in the 2007 massacre. The decision overturns a jury ruling awarding $4 million to the parents of 2 young women who were killed. The parents sued Virginia Tech for wrongful death. The state justices said the mass shooting could not have been reasonably foreseen in time to warn the campus. University officials have a legal duty to alert students only when they have reason to suspect a campus-wide danger.
When there is a mass shooting, such as Virginia Tech or Sandy Hook, gun control is a topic of fierce debate. But as PantherVision's Will Bott found out, one UWM alum is trying to change the conversation.
He stands up and he looks at me and he just says, if I'd talked to you before my best friend shot and killed himself, I would have called his wife, I would have told her to get the gun out of the house while he's so depressed. And he turns and he walks away.
Gun violence is one of the most horrific problems that the United States faces.
I personally think there shouldn't be any gun-free zones. Stricter background checks.
I think the biggest thing that we need to address is the mental health system.
But I think maybe beefing up the how you get them.
This is the common discourse surrounding the debate. But former UWM Panther Janet Fitch hopes to change the discussion from legalization or control to the root cause of the problem.
You're not looking at this or this. You're looking at all the ways gun violence plays out.
Fitch travels around the Milwaukee area, trying to keep gun violence at the forefront of people's minds so that the epidemic receives the attention it requires.
If there were 6 cases of measles again in Milwaukee, like there were a couple of years ago, you know, it's a full court press on what's going to happen here. You know, you do everything and you cast a very wide net and you keep bringing it in closer till you feel like you can at least contain it.
Fitch thinks that an umbrella approach that revolves around prevention is the key to making a difference in an issue that is so often simplified.
And always our voice matters, so thank you so much for having us here today. That was great.
In Milwaukee, I'm Will Bott for PantherVision.
Fitch is currently working with Alverno College to develop a community engagement program. Community conversations on gun violence will address public health and prevention concerns through public sessions.
Whether your campus is in a small town like Whitewater or a large city like Milwaukee, safety is always a concern. A recent public safety listening session revealed 2 major concerns among MATC students. Dan Mich has the story in tonight's MATC report.
Like these stationed around the downtown Milwaukee campus for emergencies. They also held a listening session for members of the MATC community to share their concerns about safety around campus.
The open forum allowed MATC students and staff to voice their concerns about several issues. The issue that brought immediate concern to many attendees was that of public access to MATC facilities.
Every door of this building is the public have access to, from the parking structure to the T building, and I, as a person, don't feel safe. I'm paranoid. I sit in my classroom not directly in front of the door because at any one time I'm afraid that someone can come in off the streets.
We will be rolling out a new ID card as well as some access control features. We think that we can start to combat that.
The other major issue was with shuttle transportation from off-site parking.
The actual van itself is dangerous, in addition to lack of transportation in the morning because of the downhill walk.
There's no handle to grab the door, so you're trying to grab it from the outside. God forbid someone slams the other door because you're losing a finger.
They are also looking at other ways to foster engagement and get feedback from the community in the future.
I think social media is a great way to continue dialogue with students, answer any questions that students might have, as well as hand out information about how to contact public safety.
In Milwaukee, I'm Dan Mich for the MATC Report.
Last year, MATC campuses saw 4 robberies, 5 arrests for possession of an illegal weapon, and 1 instance of motor vehicle theft.
The UWM women's soccer team is headed to the NCAA tournament for the 6th year in a row. The team won the championship game of the Horizon League Conference tournament yesterday. The Panthers hosted the tournament at Engelman Stadium and played Oakland University in the title game. At stake was an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. The Panthers scored with 23 seconds left in the game. We'll have much more on the game later in sports.
The U.S. Ambassador to Iceland is being honored with UWM's Lifetime Achievement Award. Louis Arriaga earned his undergraduate and graduate degrees from UWM. The Lifetime Achievement Award is given out by the UWM Alumni Association. The association is also giving a Community Service Award to Boston Globe columnist Derek Jackson. Jackson appeared on the Minority Media Association's program, UView. He says one of the keys to his education was his parents' attitude.
They never let me think for a minute that college was not an option. I mean, I was going to college, and by extension, when I got into journalism, there was no option for failure. My parents just set up this idea that there's no option for failure. So
Jackson earned his journalism degree at UWM. He has received numerous awards, including being a finalist for a Pulitzer Prize in 2001. UView airs on the Broadcast Club's campus cable channel and on their website. Some UWM scientists are part of a national team that's getting a $25 million grant. The grant comes from the National Science Foundation. 600 applications were received for this grant, but only 3 grants were given out. Part of the team's work will involve 3-dimensional images of proteins, and that could help scientists develop vaccines for viruses like the flu.
The flu loves a college setting. Put 30,000 students together each day and viruses can spread quickly. PantherVision's Tony Atkins shows you one way to prevent catching the flu.
We don't really think about it, but with each transaction we are exchanging germs, and every handle we grab opens the door to getting sick as the winter season draws close. However, winter isn't the only season approaching.
Greg will be giving you your flu shot today.
Oh, okay.
Here you are.
The annual flu season is on its way as well, and UWM student Martin Sterin is preparing for battle against the disease.
I just figure that when you're in a university setting, you're around a lot of people, and it's just you're always near people, and the flu is something that's so easily transmissible. It's the easiest thing you can do just to stay healthy throughout the winter season.
What Sterin is referring to is simply getting a flu shot to slow down the spread of the sickness. Nursing students like Janelle Cornelia also see the importance in getting vaccinated.
I think one of the big things that people don't understand is that we're trying to prevent the outbreak of the flu. We're trying to prevent, kids missing school, or not even that, but getting sick and then spreading it to others.
As a nursing student herself, Carla Hartig knows what the flu can do to a scholar.
Everyone knows as a student, when you get sick, it makes your whole week suck. You can't study, you can't stay up late, you can't be doing the things that you need to do.
So the next time you think to do something such as graze the keys of a computer, be mindful of the flu. In Milwaukee, I'm Tony Atkins, UWM PantherVision.
The flu can be serious, even deadly.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that for a variety of reasons, it's difficult to estimate the number of flu-related deaths. They do say, though, that the number of yearly deaths can range from 3,000 to nearly 50,000. They recommend anyone over the age of 6 months get the vaccination. In 2011, only 27% of people ages 18 to 49 got the vaccine. The transition is tough, but military students at UWM are making strides toward their degrees.
And why pink hair is supporting a great cause. All that and more when PantherVision returns.
Okay, people, listen up. Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven terrain, barring any injuries, is 4 miles per hour. That's a 6-mile radius. I want checkpoints established at I-95, 495, and over at Route 66. What I need from each and every one of you is a full target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in that area. Your fugitive has just cashed in his 401k plan, and all he had to do was roll it over. Go get him!
Learn about rollovers and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
You can't mess with a big dog.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
This is where powerful ideas lead to proven results. This is where you belong.
Thanks for watching UWM PantherVision, judged Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. PantherVision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
It's Veterans Week, and UWM will be holding activities and ceremonies for active military and veterans.
PantherVision's Dariah Pedersen tells us more what it's like to be a military student on campus.
What's this guy doing in the Klotchie Center? Why, he's supporting his team, of course. but they aren't exactly playing basketball.
1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2.
Kendall McDonald is one of the many military students here at UWM. For Jacob Robinson, the transition from sailor to student was
dicey.
Veteran James High always wanted to finish school, but he struggled to adjust as well.
I was used to strict, very strict, linear directions.
Now that military enrollment is on the rise, it is up to UWM administrators to make sure that the campus stays military friendly.
Being military friendly is really having space and dedicated staff to support military and veterans on campus.
Last year, UWM created the Military and Veterans Resource Center and installed its first director this summer.
Maverick's probably biggest purpose is to provide a safe space for student veterans and current service members to come and hang out, meet other veterans on campus, have their questions answered.
For so many students, this small corner of campus means so much.
I'm coming back to my hometown, but people that are going to school in a new place might not have the kind of friends and family available to them right away like I did, so those resources, I imagine, are extremely important.
In Milwaukee, I'm Daria Pedersen for PantherVision.
UWM enrolls more than 1,000 student veterans and reservists. That is the highest in the UW system.
Marquette is eliminating a graduate certificate program because of a lack of interest. The Entrepreneurship Graduate Certificate program has been offered since 2009, but only 10 students have entered it since then. The 4 students remaining in the program will be able to complete it.
Faculty at UW Oshkosh could see an increase in pay. The university has diverted more than $1 million from its budget to raise wages for 369 staff members. The Oshkosh Chancellor says the raises will help the school retain talented employees. The change comes after a year-long study that compared salaries at Midwest universities. Oshkosh plans to conduct a similar study every 5 years.
Pink is everywhere. From shirts to football players' cleats, pink is worn in support for breast cancer awareness. In tonight's MATC report, students in the cosmetology program have a unique way of wearing pink.
October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and MATC's Cosmetology and Barbering Department helped raise money to fight the disease. Last month, MATC teamed with Aurora Healthcare for the Pink Possible campaign.
The Pink Possible campaign was a fundraiser that we had as students for the Barber and Cosmetology program. We sold pink extensions, both synthetic and human hair, to raise money for awareness for breast cancer.
Another way that people could contribute was by buying a bracelet or making a donation.
The pink extensions were installed in a temporary way. Both were put in, you part the hair, you put the extension in just with a clip for the synthetic hair, and then for the human hair, the hair is placed with a little band and it's clipped in. And those can be worn a little longer. The clip-ins you would take out each night. You wouldn't keep those in.
Was this also a fun experience for students?
Absolutely. I even took the time and made these pink ribbons.
I thought that this fundraiser was very beneficial in helping us to raise awareness here at MATC.
This cause was very important to me. I felt really good about helping out with the fundraiser.
In Milwaukee for PantherVision, this is Warren Barth.
According to the American Cancer Society, there are more than 2.8 million breast cancer survivors in the United States. Thanks to early detection, death rates have been declining in recent years.
Will Bott joins us with a look at our weather. Will, how are we looking this week?
Well, temperatures are going to drop quite a bit. Were you able to get a chance to go outside this past weekend?
I actually did. I went for a bike ride.
Well, good, because you won't be able to do that this week. We've got temperatures falling quite a bit as a cold front from the north moves in. And it's going to begin to feel like winter. We may even get some snow showers early this week. The cold front will be here until about Thursday, at least Thursday, when temperatures start to rise again. Today, our current temperatures are 43 degrees. That's where we're at right now. The dew point is at about 32 degrees. And if you look outside, you'll see and feel the rain and snow kind of sleety mix that we're experiencing now. And for the state temperatures today, 13 degrees in Rhinelander. And that's the coldest that we've seen. And it's just about to stay cool and to have temperatures decrease even more. The highs this week, 23 degrees in Rhinelander. In Eau Claire, 27 degrees. And as we move further south, the highs increase quite a bit. Tonight, we're going to have clear skies. The low will be about 20, so it's going to be very chilly tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy. The high at about 31 degrees. The low, 25. And this week, it's going to be quite a bit more windy than we've seen in the past as this cold front brings in wind from the north. Wednesday, it'll be sunny. The high will be at 39 degrees. Low will be 29. Still windy throughout the week. On Thursday and Friday, temperatures are going to be in the mid-40s. But coming up to this weekend, we'll see temperatures rise. And even though there will be some precipitation on Saturday, we'll be back up in the 50s.
Thank you, Will. It was an informative report.
Yeah. You may not be able to make a snowman this week, but you may be able to muster up a snowball.
Wow, okay, just a snowball. Well, Sunday looks pretty good, though.
Sunday, yeah. Temperatures will rise back up to about 50.
A big day at Engelman Stadium will tell you more about the Horizon League Championship Tournament.
And we'll show how some students are helping out in the community. All that and more when we return.
The Surgeon General issued this warning because smoking causes lung cancer. The Surgeon General issued this warning because radon can cause lung cancer. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. Protect your family. Have your home tested. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Radon problems can be fixed.
This is where powerful ideas lead to proven results. This is where you belong.
A strong, productive workforce. Building one requires proper education and training, not just for today, but for tomorrow. That's why for the last 100 years, thousands of successful workers wearing hats like these began their careers with this one hat.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Thanks for watching UWM PantherVision, judged Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. PantherVision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
Welcome back. All eyes were on Engelman Stadium this weekend.
The women's soccer team hosted the Horizon League Conference Tournament. Tony Atkins joins us to give the play-by-play. Tony?
UWM's women's soccer team is headed to the NCAA tournament. The Lady Panthers played in a championship game of the Horizon League Conference Tournament yesterday, and at stake was an automatic bid. PantherVision's Samantha Nash reports.
Women's head soccer coach Greg Henschel isn't intimidated by competition.
We came out, I think, a little nervous in the first half today, and I hope we learned from that.
His team faced Oakland University for the Horizon League Championship following their win over Detroit last Friday.
Oakland's a great opponent. They're a really tough team for us.
The Golden Grizzlies scored a goal in the first minutes of the game, leaving the Panthers playing catch-up.
It started off a little rough. It was a little hard.
Despite an injury that sidelined their starting goalkeeper, the Panthers rallied.
was probably the most exciting championship we've had since I've been Chancellor.
The game had the crowd on the edge of their seats.
Especially when we were down by a goal with about 6 minutes to go, and to get the tying goal and then to get the last one in the last minute. It was just phenomenal.
Horizon League Player of the Year and Championship VIP Kelly Lewis scored the winning goal.
It was great. I knew that we did not want to go in overtime because that's the worst thing ever. So that was everyone's focus, just no overtime.
While the Grizzlies made a strong early appearance, the Panthers arrived in style.
This team will fight to the end, and that's what they showed in both halves today, finding 2 late goals.
This is the 6th consecutive Horizon League win for the team. It is their 11th trip to the NCAA tournament.
It's humbling to be a part of this group, and it's been a hard year. We played some great teams, and the Horizon League keeps getting better each year, and they keep making it tougher, and that's good for us.
64 teams advanced to the NCAA tournament. The Panthers will hold a viewing party for the schedule announcement that will determine their next opponent.
Anyone who we play, it'll be tough, but we're up for it, so we're ready.
In Milwaukee, I'm Samantha Nash for PantherVision.
The team will find out their NCAA opponent during the selection show later today. The UWM men's soccer team earned a 2nd seed and a bye in the conference tournament for this coming weekend. The Panthers beat conference opponent Cleveland State 5-0 on Saturday night. Senior James Ashcroft scored the eventual game-winning goal in the 15th minute on senior night, but junior Laurie Bell scored his league-leading 12th goal and finished the regular season leading the league with 28 total points. The men's basketball season is underway, but it's not starting the way the team would like. The team opened the season with a road loss to Loyola as the Panthers fell to the Ramblers 76-72. Sophomore Matt Tybee led the team with 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Milwaukee was held back with 18 turnovers and a 33-17 deficit in free throw attempts. UWM hits the road again tonight with a 6 p.m. matchup against Davison. That's it for sports. Back to you, Michael and Joe.
Dropping temperatures, falling leaves, and the end of daylight savings herald the arrival of winter.
As PantherVision's Mike Picard reports, changes in the weather are getting some UWM students into the season of giving.
For Zach Brenner, waking up at 7 a.m. was no problem.
2 cups of coffee and I was up.
As a baseball player at UWM, Brenner is used to getting up early for practice.
Yeah, every morning. We're up pretty early.
But Brenner didn't get up to throw a baseball this morning. He's here to volunteer in the Rackathon. And he's not alone. 500 student volunteers are here as well. They are here to go out to the homes of older adults who are not able to do yard work themselves.
Just gives you a good feeling, like you did something, you helped someone out today.
Raking leaves, picking up pine cones, and washing windows are all common tasks. With work that requires you to get your hands dirty, you might be surprised to find Miss Wisconsin here. Although she could have used her beauty sleep, the experience is more than worth it.
I think it just makes me take a step back and realize that the things in life that seem so big really aren't that big, and it's really the little things that can make people smile.
Sacrificing sleep and raking leaves was a no-brainer this morning.
Just seeing the smile on her face makes it totally worth it.
In Milwaukee, I'm Mike Picaro for PantherVision.
More than 500 students helped winterize 81 homes at this year's Rackathon. The Center for Community-Based Learning, Leadership, and Research organized the event. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's edition of PantherVision.
You can watch us on Time Warner Channel 14 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99 at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Have a great week.